What's up real quick, these are my updated keybinds. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I like to keep it this way as always. My single target combo is always going to be 2, 3, 4, and then I have a single target ability on 1, and then a AoE ability on 5, and then 6 and C is my AoE combo, except in this case we have Wildfire on 6 and Spread Shot on C. But yeah, I try to keep that as my AoE combo, 6C. And then we have E, R, Z. So right now it's like Gauss Round, Ricochet, and Chainsaw. And then we have, let me see, Q and F. I try to keep my interrupt on F. I always put my interrupt on F because press F to pay respects. And then Q and F. And then I have shift 1 through shift 4. Actually, shift 1 through shift 5 right there. So I try to keep like an AoE ability on shift 4, but I don't have one for this job. And then shift 1 is hot shot. Shift 2 is like a big cooldown. I try to put like big cooldowns on shift 2. And then shift 3 is my AoE stun, or my stun if I have a stun. Shift 4 is like I try to keep an AoE ability on there. And then shift 5 is like a power up, usually of some kind. And then I have G, which is hypercharge, and V, which is my reassemble. And then I have X, which is dismantle. Y is my foot graze. I usually put like a Asuna, if there is an Asuna type ability, on Y. But for this I just put foot graze because there's no such thing as on this job. And then ctrl+c is Rook Overdrive. Ctrl+f is Flamethrower. But I put on ctrl+f and ctrl+g, I put my swift cast and my raise because I'm just so used to using that. Like here's Scholar, here's my swift cast and my raise. Ctrl+f, ctrl+g. And then up here we have shift+f is always up in the upper left hand corner. That's my sprint. That's always going to be my sprint. Shift+f. And then shift+e is always like a defensive ability. So right now it's like Summon Seraph. And then shift+r is, I try to keep it be like an AoE ability, so I have it be Indomitability. Shift+g, I try to keep it be like a cooldown, usually. Let me see what it is on Machinist. So shift+e is defensive, obviously it's Tactician. Shift+r is Bioblaster, because it's an AoE, and then shift+g is not bound. And then I have shift+t is always my Peloton. Shift+c is not bound. Shift+v is always my self-heal, so right now it's Second Wind. And then shift+z is a potion. Either a potion or a buff food, usually. And then ctrl+e is always my arm's length. I think I always bind ctrl+e to arm's length. And then ctrl+r I always bind to like an ultimate, like a tank cooldown ultimate. Ctrl+e is always arm's length, and then ctrl+r, yeah, is the like tank ultimate is what I put on ctrl+r, is like for Dark Knight is Living Dead. And then ctrl+t is like, let me see. Oh, I put Surecasts on it, apparently. And then alt+q is, I try to keep it be like some kind of power-up. Like for me right now, it's Summon the Fairy. And then on Machinist, it's my alt+q is my buff food. So yeah, that's those keybinds, and then over here I have ctrl+5 as my mount up. But yeah, I think that's all my keybinds, and then over here is just mouse buttons. You don't need these. But yeah, that's it. Yeah.